Hey, hey, hey! I'm back in Nebraska. I want to welcome all of you tonight, today, this morning, wherever it is that you're chiming in from. It could again be right now in this moment. It could be in the morning and it could be in the afternoon. So welcome. Welcome to Thursday Night Live with Karissa. I am really excited to talk to you guys tonight because for the first time in a long time, I don't have a set agenda of what I really want to get through today. So I just thought coming off a really amazing coaching conference, and my school, Health Coach Institute, they put on multiple of these types of conferences throughout the year. I have some for mastery level, I have some for regular BHC, and I know now I'm talking foreign to you, but it's amazing. And if any of you have ever been to a conference, you know the type of energy and the type of like synergy that goes on in those sessions, right? And it's amazing. So earlier this week, I posted some of my empowering lessons, and I'm going to get to those a little bit more in depth tonight. But I'm also going to give you 3 ways to become unstoppable. And then I'm going to share my personal experiences about that. Hi, Lori. But of course, you guys all know I love to welcome you. I love to welcome you to this space of no judgment. Of course, a few quick announcements before we kind of dig in is that Karissa and I have a workshop coming up, and that is Monday, May 20th, and it's all about building self-confidence from within. Karissa is a master oiler, and she knows everything that there is to know about oilers. Me, I just diffuse them. I'm like, can you see my diffuser? Yeah. I just diffuse them, I just wear them, I just let them do their magic all on me, but she knows the knowledge. So then I will then, of course, wrap up the workshop with a very powerful sequence, coaching sequence, that really starts to pull the confidence like without, right? So it comes from within. And we'll get to all of that a little bit later. But yeah, that's coming up Monday, May 20th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Pavilion at Twin Creek Apartments in Bellevue. We have Canvas Salon and Day Spa that will be there providing our guests with amazing paraffin dips, maybe even massages. Haven't quite confirmed that yet, but I'm stoked. Right? I love working with local businesses just to kind of really support them. Hey, that's how the hustle, the 365 daily hustle all got started, right? Is supporting one another. So it's super important for me to be able to support local businesses. The next thing is that if you're here, if you're watching, check in, let me know you're here. These sessions are all about, you know, brainstorming and collaboration and putting in comments if you have questions. If something resonates with you, give me some love, send me some thumbs, you know, just let me know that you're with me and that you are enjoying tonight's content. So let's see, let me just dive right in because I'm really, really excited to share with you some of my most empowering lessons. You know, with my clients, we always kind of wrap up every season that we work together with the different empowering lessons that that we took away, right? That we're just like, dang, out of all of that content, out of all of the new healthy habits that we just created, these are the ones that stuck out. These are the needle movers. These are the ones that are going to get me from A to B, right? So my HCI live experience, you know, you go to these conferences and you come back with so much love and inspiration and motivation. But the best thing is what it is that you learn, right? How can I take what I learned from the last 5 days and put it into my practice? And I'm about to go. Now, this is just the ones that I resonated with. I had a lot of breakthroughs this HCI, and I can't wait to share with you more about some of those experiences. But for now, I'm not going to get into those because I'm not quite ready to dive into that yet. But I definitely want to tell you about my empowering lessons. So I used to always say, right, like I want to glow, I want to shine, I want to be bright. and a very special guy, you know, he's a coach. He reminded me of why I shouldn't just go after a glow. Okay, so like this lamp glows, right? He said, what I see in you is a lighthouse, a light that shines for miles, right? That guides people to where they need to go. And that was so beautiful that he said that, and that he, you know, can recognize that in me, because quite honestly, I was very lost with our conversation that we were having about some important issues going on. So I was lost. I felt like my glow was slowly dying out, right? And he reminded me that when he saw me back in November, that he saw that lighthouse. So if for some reason I get a new tattoo, right, and another piece gets added to the arm, you'll know it's probably a lighthouse, because that really, really resonated with me. So the next one was old beliefs can be updated, experiences can be up-leveled. And I'm going to get to, you know, let me just dive into this one right now. I was going to kind of recap and go back to it, but old beliefs, right? Our beliefs are what we hold true. And it's all about how we were programmed as children growing up, right? All of our experiences is kind of help create our beliefs. It's what other people put on us. They put their own stories and their own limitations on people. And quite honestly, sometimes these beliefs can stick. If a man tells you you're worthless long enough, you start to believe you're worthless. If someone says you're stupid, you're never going to graduate high school, you start to believe that. And then in fact, you somehow manipulate your current situation so that that story becomes true, because that's all you know to believe, right? So it's kind of, it resonates with me, because when we think about our beliefs, they absolutely can be updated. We can retrain our mindset so that we are no longer believing in these beliefs that are not our stories. They are not who we are. But the second part is really what I want to go into today. So the experiences can be up-leveled. Now, again, I'm not going into what's been on my mind and my heart the last couple of months. I was asked to get 5 stretch breaks in front of hundreds of health coaches. Now, these coaches, they're fitness instructors, they're life coaches, they're mindset coaches, they're transformational coaches, they're relationship coaches. They're all across the board, right? From all over the world, Australia, Canada, like everywhere represented here. And so honestly, it's such an honor to be, you know, asked to do that in front of all of these people. And what I'm talking about is that was an experience, okay? And what I was going through during my HCI the first couple of days was an old belief that no longer serves me, of thinking that maybe I'm not good enough to be up here, okay? That little baby voice inside of our heads sometimes can get the best of us. And honestly, a few weeks ago, I thought, I should just email them. Like, who am I to leave 5 stretch breaks? Who am I to do that? And I said, no, you're just going to do it, right? Like, I can recognize when fear gets in the way and when fear decides to like show up and try and play its game. And I said, no, Karissa, you're not going to do it, okay? What I'm getting at is that day 1, I had 2 stretch breaks. Of course, the first one was rocky because it's the first one in front of hundreds. The second one, easy peasy, right? The next day is my first one, done. My favorite song, right? So I rocked it out of the park. And then the fourth one, I'm backstage. None of the other coaches get to see where I get to go. I see like the creators and the dreamers of HCI. They're all back there, and you can see the production of everything, right? You've got the girls in the headsets. You've got people walking around. You've got backstage hands, the things that nobody sees behind the green curtain, right? So I'm taking a selfie, okay? And I look over and I happen to see Dr. Shawn Stevenson. Now, if you don't know who Dr. Shawn Stevenson is, he is a phenomenal motivational speaker all across the world, right? Go look him up if you don't. He's got an amazing background in psychology, and he's a brilliant man, right? And he's using his stories, his experiences to win big stages all over the world. And he's so inspiring to watch and listen to. So he's back there and he's in a wheelchair and he wheels over to me and says, "What's your story?" And I'm kind of starstruck. I'm like, all I can see is like my countdown of when I have to go on. It's like 3 minutes and 50 some seconds, right? I'm like, I got time to tell Shawn Stevenson my story. You kidding? So I suck it up and I'm like, hey, you know what? Can you believe I used to weigh over 210 pounds? I've lost all of that weight. I feel great. But, it's not just weight. It's the confidence. It's the, the worthiness. It's the deservability. It's owning who I am and feeling really good with who I am. So it's not just weight that walked across that journey with me. You see, it's who I am today is because I weighed so much then, right? I allowed that. So I explained it to him in about a minute and a half. And his really nice looking trainer comes over. He says, "Luke, come here, come over, listen to this girl's story." And so Luke comes over and I'm like, oh my God, I got a minute and a half. So I tell him the story again. And then Shawn says, "Karissa, what is your biggest goal? What do you want to do? Like, what's your biggest desire?" And I say, you know what, Shawn? I want to be on stages just like you, sharing my experiences and just empowering people that change can happen, transformation can happen. And he was so like, cool, I like this girl, right? At least that's what I'm thinking, he said. He goes, "Luke, give her my card." And so he gives me his card and I'm like looking at it like it's the golden ticket to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I'm like, oh. And he says, "When you're ready to rock big stages and play big, you email me and you call me and I'll help you get there." I would have never got that moment with Dr. Shawn Stevenson if I had not gotten past the fear of owning that stage. You guys, it's too many people allow fear to get in the way of their dreams. So what do you think's on my whiteboard to do next Monday when I'm like, whew, and I have to hope that I'm going to be like, hey, here's the picture of me taking the selfie. Who remembers that? I do. Who remembers the next 4 minutes? I do. Hey, remember that time when you said you would help me win big stages? I want to do it. Like, let me follow you around so that I can get more experience. Whatever it may be, that was the journey that I went through on day 2. Pretty amazing. So when I say old beliefs can be updated, experiences can be up-leveled. Everything that we do, if we do 110% above and beyond, right? Things open up, opportunities open up. So that was an empowering lesson for me, is to not let fear get in the way. I want to really quickly say, hey, Eric. Hey, Ann. Welcome. Hi, Shelly. So a couple that I'll quickly run through these because I do want to get to the 3 ways to become unstoppable. Is I learned that healing happens in the in-between spaces, okay? And our lives are go, 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 and we live from one to-do list to the next. But when you really sit down and think about what it is that your body needs at the moment, that's when healing happens. And you guys, I cannot wait to share the current experiences that are going on in my life with you all when I'm ready to do so. It will all start to make sense. So the next one is, I am the vehicle that gets my clients to their destination. They have to know where they want to go. As a coach, I help guide and stretch and hold them accountable. But without the vehicle, they don't go anywhere. They get stuck in those old beliefs. the old way of thinking, the fear. Okay. Another example is that, you know, if you were walking down a hallway and you had door after door after door, I'm the coach that simply opens up the door and walks with you along the path. It's very beautiful. The other one was that I can only help those who are swimming towards me. Dr. Sean Stevenson had mentioned, I think that's I don't want to say Marine Corps, but something. I'd have to look at my notes. I apologize. If you know it, like shout it out in the feed. I can only say, maybe it's the Coast Guard. That makes sense. I can only save those who swim towards me. It's very easy to start to doubt myself as a coach when I have amazing conversations with people and their transformation isn't happening as quick as I would like to see it. Okay. But the truth is we're all on our own journey. Health is a journey. Like there's no destination to becoming healthy, right? Once you get to a point, you want to go to the next, if that makes sense. Once your body is where it needs to go, then all of a sudden your mindset starts to follow. It's really kind of cool. But yeah, I would get down on myself and I'm like, man, everyone keeps saying what a great gift I have and you're going to help so many people. But yet I would get so frustrated with myself on why they wouldn't want to work with me. And I learned that, you know, I can't want it more for my clients. And I would get really sad about that. I can't want it more for them. They have to want it. I tell the business owners that too. I said, you got to want it more than me. When I come in and I reevaluate your business and your strategies and your processes and your employees, at the end of the day, I can give you all the advice, I can guide you, but you have to do it. You have to do the work. So I've learned that I can only save those who are swimming towards me. The last one was, I am not what others say I am. For those of you who kind of have an idea into my past and my past experiences as a child, as a teenager, as a young adult, it's easy to let others tell you who you are. And those are the stories that kind of go with us. It's again, that lighthouse and the old beliefs. You can tell, like, I just really resonated with that this time around. But I am not what others say I am. And I have to let that go. That's a story that is not mine. That's somebody else's story. So I told you about those. Those are kind of my major, you know, ahas and appreciations and takeaways. I told you a little bit about those stretch breaks that I got to lead. I haven't like collaborated the whole video because it's going to be minutes long. So I'm going to try and take snippets of each day, each place. Yeah, I have them too, Shelly. Trust me, I don't know if there's any tears left today because I was crying for like 6 days straight. I mean, good, happy tears, clarity tears. It was beautiful. There's something really cool when you're surrounded by 800 empathetic people. They can really read when someone's off their game and when someone's not feeling well and when someone's not themselves. So the stretch breaks, right? It led me to Sean Stevenson in the backstage, which was amazing. If you couldn't tell, I'm super excited. But I learned that confidence is a byproduct of courage, okay? And it takes courage to step outside and let that fear go. But what comes of it is so freaking powerful, you guys. Like, so powerful. So I loved that. And then I wrapped up my conference, right? I always try and bring a trinket. I have a wall of really awesome anchors. Those of you, my clients, you know what those are. So yeah, like I have trinkets of everything. If I read a book that really resonated with me, if, you know, I like to ask this question a lot. So my wand is here. If I could wave a magic wand, what would you want? What would you wish for? If you had $1 million every day, what would you spend the money on? So we talk a lot about those things because anything is possible if you're willing to put in the work and the hustle. But I ended my trip with, I found adorable rock with a lotus on it. Now there was rocks with angels, there was rocks with crosses, there was rocks with heart rocks within a heart rock. And I thought I would just share with you these stones, okay? So each handcrafted stone or heart is fired in the outdoor kiln and left to smolder in a pit with wood shavings. Not everyone survives their trial by fire. The ones that do cultivate strength and beauty. And I resonate with the lotus because those of you who don't know, like they're the giant, beautiful flowers on top of water and lakes and ponds. And you can, they're beautiful, just floating, right? People don't realize there's a stem below. And the stem represents the life, okay? So how it gets started is the lotus, it's in the mud. It's buried deep down within the mud. And the journey it has to take to get to the top, just to become the most beautiful bloom, is a journey. It's a transformation. And you guys, we're all on our own transformations. We're all on our own journeys. We all have struggles. We all have addictions to something. We all deal with something, body image issues, loving relationships, all of that stuff. And for me, that lotus just really, it hit home. Right? So now that is a beautiful anchor that sits next to me, next to my desk. The other one that I went and did while I was in Arizona is I went and saw a spiritual healer. And if you've ever went and seen a spiritual healer, please let me know in the comments. I would love to take this offline and just kind of share your experience with you if you've done that. But I went and saw a spiritual healer. And she said, I walked in and she said, wow, you have a lot of energy. And I said, I do. And she said, wow, you're another healer. And I was like, no, I'm not. And she said, well, what do you do for a living? I said, I'm a coach. I'm a mindset coach. And she said, you're a healer. You help people heal through their transformations and through old beliefs and old wounds that may be stopping them from living life to the fullest. Okay. So I was like, okay, I'm a healer. And I really do believe that, I'm a woman of faith. I believe, in God. And so it kind of felt weird being in her presence. I was like, I don't know if I should be doing this or should be not, but it just felt right to do. And that beautiful woman explained so much to me without even knowing who I was and who or where I was going. So kind of cool. She had no idea I talked to Sean Stevenson. And she said, your life right now is yet another stepping stone to something bigger. You will be impacting lives much bigger. Right? I don't know if your jaw just dropped, but like mine still drops when I hear those things because that's what I want to do. And I didn't tell her, and it was just so cool, okay? So she, of course, gave me this crystal, and she said, you, my darling, you give your energy to everyone. But you need to take care of yourself as well. You need to ward off, everyone's bad energy that comes into your life because you will have that, and you will experience that. And I know that that is very true. But me going out on stage in front of hundreds and getting them motivated, getting them up off their feet, inspiring them to move, even though, ladies would come up to me like, I don't even know my hips could move like that, right? And it was so cool, but I gave all that energy. And at the end of the day, it's like 3 o'clock. I'm like, man, I am drained, right? And it's not from crying all day. It's because I gave so much of myself. And we as coaches, we do that, right? We hold a very beautiful, quiet space for our clients to grow and to transform and have their own growth in. And so we are always creating this beautiful space of high energy, high frequency, positive mindset. So she said, you just make sure that you carry that crystal on you because you need it just as much. So I thought that was really, really cool. I loved it. So those two now are my trinkets, my anchors, just gives me my power. Beauty and strength in one hand, energy in the other, and I am unstoppable. Which gets me to our quick topic for tonight. Again, I wanted to mainly talk about some of my experiences that I just came off of. I'm still riding that high. It doesn't feel like Thursday to me. So it feels like you just won $1 million, right? If you can imagine what that feels like, that's how it feels like coming off of these awesome conferences. But let me quickly get through 3 ways that you can become unstoppable. Okay. 1, if you have a pen and paper, these are all going to be writer downers. Okay, writer downer. 3 ways to create unstoppable, to become unstoppable, is to 1, first off, handle your insecurities. Okay, really that means like self-care. Okay, loving who you are is beautiful. We don't need to impress anyone. We all have insecurities for sure, but when we can learn to thank certain parts of our area, like of our bodies that we're not liking, if we can, whether it's our mind, our spirit, if it's maybe some weight that you're not liking, maybe it's the lack of weight, right? But if we're insecure about it, and I know for one, like as a woman who was very heavy, I was so insecure about being half naked with my husband, someone who supports and loves, right? Like if anyone, I should be super comfortable around that, but I wasn't, you guys, and it was like ripping our marriage apart when we were back in Germany. I was so insecure about how I looked, and I cared so much about what others think about how I looked. When at the end of the day, I can't change how people think about us. I can't change the reactions. I'm only in charge of myself, my attitude, my mindset, right? So self-care and loving yourself is number 1. Number 2 is aligning with your life purpose, right? I learned this weekend to drop out of my head and into my heart again. And that's really hard to do because we're surrounded by so many things. Like we have people saying, do this. We have our kids saying, Mom, do this. We have so many things in and out of our lifestyle that it's like, it's cluttered, right? It's cluttered. So we need to do a clutter, like a mind dump, get rid of it, focus on what it is that we want to achieve, drop down into our hearts and make sure that it aligns with our purpose. It's huge. I read a quote. It was on my whiteboard the other day. I can't remember who said it. I apologize. But it's, a person starts to live 2 different times in their life. First time when they're born into this world. And the second time is when they figure out their why and their purpose and their passion. And you guys, I get to help clients do that. It's so incredibly rewarding to see someone's passion come to life, to see a side hustle turn into a business. So cool. So drop out of your head into your heart. We need to do that more. The third one is only surround yourself with an empowered people. So we are responsible for how we are treated. And I hear a lot with people is, oh, I can't stand that. My time isn't even my time. I'm sorry to tell you, but we allow that. If you don't like something in your life, you can change it. But I'm specifically talking about the people. Okay, I talk about it all the time, those energy-sucking vampires, the dream crushers, the haters, the naysayers. They're like, oh, that's cool, awesome dream, not gonna work, right? They always got that like, oh, maybe, no, right? And that like is no good. It's toxic. It's toxic. So that's really the third thing is to let those people go, or to let the energy that you're getting from those people go. You may love them, and that's perfectly fine. You don't have to completely dismiss them from your life. I'm talking about the energy that comes out of those conversations. If you hang out with people that are constantly, like you leave and you're like, man, I kind of feel down. Man, I don't feel like I'm doing very good. That's a sign. Take it. Right? Listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, listen to your gut. Take it. Thank you. I love all that love. I love it. So there you have it. 3 ways to create an unstoppable, an unstoppable mindset, an unstoppable future for yourself. Handle your insecurities, align with your life's purpose, only surround yourself with amazing, beautiful people that want to see you succeed. Okay. I love it. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's conversation. If you have something that you would like me to address, if you have a topic that you'd like my opinion on, I am getting ready to kind of set my schedule here for the next few months of what it is that I'm going to be going live with. I would encourage you, if you don't feel comfortable doing it on the feed here, please go to my, like a personal message. Feel free to email me, text me, do whatever you got to do to let me know what you'd like to hear about. And then third, I just want to share with you, I kind of realize the types of women that I am looking for, like a good how you can help me, right? Help others. And that is the fact that I work with women who are struggling with nutrition. I work with women who are struggling to find the motivation to exercise. I work with women who are struggling with body image. Okay? And as we shame ourselves a lot. And if that is you, then I would please ask you to reach out. I would love to have a clarity call with you. And I do this, like I empower women, right, to take charge of their life, to start loving themselves and their body, and to live life to the fullest, right? Life's too short not to live and play big. So if that's you, if that's someone you know, maybe it's your mother, I've got gift certificates for Mother's Day on coaching. Feel free to please let me know. I'm happy to reach out to you. I thank you so much, you guys. Stay hustling. I love ya. Happy Thursday.